If you've been wondering why financial success seems out of reach, this video might just hold the answers you need. We'll explore key habits and strategies that the wealthy consistently use to grow and protect their wealth, and how a shift in mindset and daily actions can transform your financial future. Whether it's smart investments, time management, or prioritizing education, these insights might help you change your path. But before we dive in, if you're passionate about learning and growing, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. 1. The wealthy master the value game, not the time trap. The rich have cracked the code when it comes to money, and the foundation of their success is one simple principle: value equals income. They understand the harsh truth of a results-driven world. If you invent or contribute to something that delivers immense value, like a product the global marketplace craves, wealth naturally gravitates toward you. They don't worry about how many hours they've clocked in. Instead, they focus on the outcomes they produce. Now think about this for a second. Imagine someone who spends 8 hours folding papers in an office. The time and effort are there, but how much value does that really create? Contrast that with a software developer who designs an app millions of people download. Who's going to become rich? The developer, of course. That's because wealth doesn't reward effort alone, it rewards results. The rich measure success by what they bring to the world, not how tired they are at the end of the day. Unfortunately, most people miss this concept. They work harder, putting in longer hours, but don't stop to ask, is this producing actual value? The truth is that blind hard work without strategic thinking leads to burnout, not success. Poor individuals often think labor itself is enough. They make the critical mistake of basing their worth on inputs rather than outputs. Meanwhile, the wealthy continually look for ways to maximize the impact of their time and effort. Here's why this matters. If you don't escape the time for now mentality, your potential for growth is capped. Few people will pay you extra just because you worked late. But if you deliver something that generates more profits for someone else, even if it took you less time to create, you'll get rewarded accordingly. The clock doesn't determine your paycheck, the quality of the results does. Ask yourself, am I focusing on results or just the grind? If your income hasn't grown in years, it might be because you're too stuck in the time trap to focus on the value game. It's time to rethink how you spend your time and energy. 2. Rich minds read to earn while the poor minds drift. Success leaves clues. And here's one you can't afford to ignore. Rich people are obsessed with learning through reading. For them, the phrase "knowledge is power" isn't just a saying, it's a strategy. Warren Buffett, a billionaire many consider the greatest investor alive, once said the key to his success was reading 500 pages a day. He compared knowledge to compound interest, saying it builds on itself over time. The only problem? Most people won't do it, even though the opportunity is free and accessible to everyone. And Buffett isn't alone. Entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban spend up to 3 hours a day immersed in books. Bill Gates devours around 50 books a year. That's almost one a week. Even Elon Musk claims to have learned how to design rockets by reading textbooks on his own. Now ask yourself, when was the last time I picked up a book to improve my skills or expand my perspective? If you're struggling financially, chances are it's been a while. Here's the harsh truth. Statistics show that only 1 in 50 poor individuals practice regular self-improvement through reading. Without new knowledge, how can you expect new results? How can you make smarter financial decisions or recognize opportunities if you aren't feeding your brain? The rich, on the other hand, treat their mind like a muscle. They train it every single day, building up mental strength that directly translates into wealth. Reading isn't just about gaining facts, it's about shifting your mindset, unlocking creativity, and discovering strategies others have proven effective. Want to know how to start a successful business? There's a book for that. Need advice on handling money? The answers are just a few pages away. Yet most people would rather scroll on social media or binge-watch TV than invest a single hour in personal growth. The takeaway is simple but urgent. If you're not educating yourself constantly, you're falling behind those who are. Every book you skip, every hour you spend avoiding learning is a missed chance to elevate your life. The wealth you dream about is waiting for you in lessons you haven't learned yet. It's time to pick up a book and start bridging the gap. 3. Opportunity over obstacles. How the rich see gold where others see dirt. Here's a question for you. When faced with a challenge, do you see a roadblock or an opportunity? This alone can determine whether you stay broke or rise to wealth. The rich have a unique ability to reframe problems as stepping stones, and this mindset is one of their greatest strengths. There's a famous story about 2 shoe salesmen traveling to a remote village. One salesman looks around, notices that no one there wears shoes, and decides it's hopeless. He leaves without even trying to sell a single pair. But the second salesman, he sees the exact same situation and gets excited. No one here owns shoes. That means I can sell a pair to every single person. Same circumstances, two completely different perspectives, two drastically different results. This story perfectly captures the mindset difference between the rich and the poor. Poor individuals often focus on obstacles. If something seems hard or unfamiliar, they're quick to dismiss it. They might say, "That's not possible," or "Someone else has probably already tried that and failed." But the wealthy? They see roadblocks as untapped opportunities. While others complain about how hard the market is, they ask, "How can I solve this problem? How can I win in this space where no one else has?" Take a real-world example. Think of companies like Airbnb. Its founders could have looked at the established hotel industry and said, "There's no way we can compete with these giants." But instead, they saw an opportunity no one else did. They realized people might want a more personal and affordable way to vacation. And now, Airbnb is worth billions. Meanwhile, most people remain stuck in their comfort zones, unwilling to take risks or explore uncharted territory. This fear of failure blinds them to the golden opportunities right in front of them. The rich understand that discomfort is often a sign you're heading in the right direction. They lean into challenges, knowing that behind each one lies the potential for massive rewards. 4. The power of proximity, how rich minds thrive through positive circles. Have you heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? Well, the rich live by this principle, and it's one of their biggest secrets to success. They consciously choose to surround themselves with winners, go-getters, and forward thinkers who amplify their vision and push them toward greatness. Why does this matter? Because your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset determines your outcomes. Successful people know the value of being in a room filled with individuals who discuss success, innovative ideas, and opportunities. Imagine this scenario. You're having lunch with a billionaire entrepreneur, a world-class investor, and a visionary thinker. Do you think that conversation stays superficial? Absolutely not. You'd walk away with insights, inspiration, and possibly even new opportunities. That's what the wealthy experience regularly because they prioritize positive, empowering connections. But what about the poor? Unfortunately, many fail to recognize how critical their social environment is. They might spend countless hours with people who complain, gossip, or settle for mediocrity. What happens next? They absorb the same negative energy and adopt a similar mindset, sinking further into stagnation. Instead of seeking out uplifting networks, they remain stuck in circles that drag them down financially, mentally, and emotionally. This is no small matter. Rich people don't just associate with other successful individuals for fun. They understand that your network ultimately dictates your net worth. Put simply, being around people who challenge you to level up and think big makes you better. It pushes you to act on your ideas and avoid self-sabotage. If you're struggling financially, ask yourself this tough question: are the people around me helping or holding me back? If your inner circle routinely discourages ambition or feeds into negativity, it's time to make a change. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but you need to seek out connections who push you forward, not pull you down. You can't rise to success while staying in toxic relationships. The company you keep is either an anchor or a launch pad. Choose wisely. 5. Winning with confidence, why the rich don't fear self-promotion. Here's another truth you need to hear. The rich don't shy away from the spotlight. They have no problem promoting themselves because they know their value and aren't afraid to share it with the world. If you think about it, every successful entrepreneur, innovator, or creator has one thing in common. They made sure people knew about their skills, ideas, or products. Self-promotion isn't arrogance, it's survival in a competitive world. The wealthy understand this better than anyone. They consistently put themselves and their abilities in front of key players, letting their talents and achievements speak for them. Whether it's pitching a business idea, offering innovative solutions, or building their personal brand, they know the importance of selling themselves. Success doesn't just happen by being extraordinary. You also have to make sure people know how extraordinary you are. On the other hand, many poor individuals shrink away from opportunities to highlight their skills. Maybe it's fear of rejection or discomfort with being in the spotlight. Whatever the reason, they fail to understand one simple fact: if you don't advocate for yourself, who will? Employers, clients, and partners aren't going to magically notice your potential if you don't showcase it. There's another problem. Poor people often settle for mediocrity, failing to refine their talents or develop standout abilities. This average approach becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Without exceptional skills to promote, they lack the confidence or leverage to move up. Contrast this with the rich, who continuously hone their craft, build expertise, and position themselves as leaders in their field. Here's what you need to do. Recognize that self-promotion isn't about bragging, it's about showing others what you bring to the table. Stop underestimating your value and start sharing your strengths with confidence. Build a personal brand through networking, social media, or even casual conversations. When opportunities arise, don't hesitate to take credit for your achievements and explain how you can solve problems or add value. If you don't promote yourself, you're essentially accepting invisibility, and invisibility doesn't pay. 6. Champions of challenge. Why the rich face their problems head on. What's the first thought that comes to mind when you encounter a tough challenge? Do you think, this is impossible? Or do you say, how can I overcome this? The difference between these two reactions is the difference between being rich or staying broke. The wealthy have mastered an unshakable mindset that allows them to grow bigger than their problem. They don't run from challenges, they grow through them. Consider this. Problems are unavoidable. Whether you're rich, poor, or somewhere in the middle, life will throw obstacles your way. But while the poor tend to feel defeated by problems, the rich see them as opportunities in disguise. For example, someone from a lower income background might see job scarcity as an insurmountable issue. Meanwhile, a wealthy entrepreneur might see the same situation and think, what new business can I create to meet unmet demand? Think of any billionaire success story and you'll notice a pattern. Each one solved a major problem. Take Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. He didn't look at inefficient shopping processes and shrink in frustration. He innovated and turned that problem into a trillion-dollar business. Or Elon Musk, who faced the global energy crisis head-on with Tesla. The lesson here is clear. Rich people understand that every problem carries the seed of its solution, and finding that solution is often the key to wealth. On the flip side, poor individuals are more likely to avoid or ignore their problems. Instead of brainstorming solutions, they resign themselves to their circumstances, saying things like, this is just the way life is. This defeatist attitude keeps them trapped in the same financial struggles year after year. The truth is, you don't grow by running away from challenges. Growth happens when you step into discomfort and tackle problems aggressively. If you want to join the ranks of the wealthy, start shifting your perspective now. Ask yourself when problems arise, how can I use this as an opportunity to grow stronger or create value? Look for solutions, lean into the discomfort, and transform obstacles into stepping stones. The size of your success will always match your ability to tackle adversity. Will you step up or stay small? The choice is yours. 7. The both mindset that multiplies wealth. Here's a crucial difference between the rich and the poor that you need to understand now. The rich think in terms of abundance, while the poor think in terms of limitation. Poor individuals often believe in either-or choices. If they have $5, 0 cents. They feel forced to choose between spending it on ice cream or gum. To them, opportunity cost means losing one thing to gain another. It seems logical, right? But this kind of thinking keeps them trapped. The rich, however, don't limit their options. Instead, they ask themselves, how can I have both? Here's how it works in practice. Give a poor person $5, 0 cents, and they'll spend it immediately on one item. A rich person, they think longer term. They might invest that $5, 0 cents in a small case of water bottles, sell each bottle for 50 cents, and turn their money into $12, 0 cents. Now they have both the ice cream, the gum, and extra cash left over. What's the difference here? It's not just about resourcefulness, it's about adopting a mindset of infinite possibilities. This concept extends far beyond just buying things. Rich people apply this principle to their careers and investments. They recognize that growth doesn't come from choosing between small options, it comes from expanding the pie. Poor individuals might choose security over risk, while the wealthy actively seek ways to diversify and create more. They look at business opportunities, side hustles, and networking as avenues to generate more income streams. If you're still stuck in a financial rut, ask yourself this critical question. Am I limiting myself to an either-or mindset? Most people believe they don't have the resources, the time, or the skills to achieve what they truly desire. But the truth is, you have the ability to work creatively and find solutions that allow you to achieve more than one goal at a time. Stop putting artificial limits on your life. Abundance starts in your mind, and once you adopt the both mentality, you'll immediately start noticing opportunities to multiply what you already have. The time to change your mindset is now. When faced with choices, stop settling for either-or decisions. Start asking yourself, how can I achieve both? It's this kind of thinking that will unlock the doors to wealth and success. 8. Net worth over paychecks, the wealthy's ultimate goal. Wealthy individuals see the big picture, while the poor tend to stay fixated on the short term. One major difference is their focus on net worth rather than just working income. Poor individuals often look at how much they can earn per hour, per week, or per month. They calculate their worth based on a single paycheck, not realizing that this mindset keeps them stuck in the cycle of trading time for money. Rich individuals think about their wealth holistically, focusing on assets, investments, and overall financial growth. Here's an example. A poor person might feel proud of a high-paying job earning $50.00 or $100.00 an hour. But if they're spending every dollar they make, they're not building wealth. Without savings, investments, or appreciating assets, they're just as vulnerable as someone earning minimum wage. One emergency expense or job loss could wipe them out completely. The rich see income differently. They understand that earning a lot of money doesn't mean much if you don't know how to manage and build on it. Net worth is key because it represents the sum of everything you own versus what you owe. Rich people prioritize growing this number by investing in stocks, real estate, businesses, and other appreciating assets. They work hard to ensure their money works for them. It's not just about making money today, but about securing their financial future and the opportunities that come with it. Poor individuals also make the mistake of focusing too much on material possessions. They might buy expensive cars, brand name clothes, other items to showcase their success, but these don't add to their net worth. They're liabilities, not assets. The rich, on the other hand, know the difference between looking wealthy and actually being wealthy. They're not afraid to live below their means to save and invest for the long haul. Here's the wake-up call you need. If you're still obsessing over your paycheck, start shifting your focus to net worth. Use every opportunity to invest in assets that appreciate over time. Start tracking your net worth and make increasing it your top financial goal. Wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and grow. 9. Penny wise and dollar smart. You've probably heard the phrase, penny smart, dollar stupid. It describes people who obsess over saving tiny amounts, like skipping that cup of coffee, but make unwise decisions when it comes to larger sums. This saying perfectly captures the behavior of many struggling individuals. They might save $5.00 here and there, but fail to invest in education, skill building, or other opportunities that could change their financial future. The rich, however, are both penny wise and dollar smart, and this combo is what sets them apart. Rich people understand the importance of discipline when it comes to small expenses. They don't waste money on frivolous purchases because they know every small decision adds up. But this is only part of the equation. Where they truly stand out is how they handle large sums. Instead of focusing on saving a few pennies, they focus on investing dollars into high-impact areas like mentorships, conferences, or personal growth programs. Poorer individuals, on the other hand, often miss these opportunities because they see them as too expensive. They'll hesitate to spend $500.00 on a training program that could potentially double their income, but think nothing of dropping the same amount on a new gadget. This short-sighted thinking keeps them stuck, living paycheck to paycheck. Being dollar smart means thinking long-term. Rich individuals analyze how their spending will impact their future earnings. For example, rather than buying depreciating assets like a flashy car, they'll put that money toward an investment property or stocks. They aim to generate returns on every dollar spent while also maintaining control over smaller expenditures. Here's what you need to do differently. Pay attention to both the pennies and the dollars, but don't lose sight of the bigger picture. It's great to save, but it's even more crucial to invest in opportunities that will multiply your income in the long run. Ask yourself, is this expense going to grow my wealth, or is it simply a cost for today? Once you adopt this mindset, you'll make smarter decisions with both small and large sums of money. You can't afford to be penny smart but dollar stupid any longer. 10. Networking is the wealth builder no one talks about. If you think success is all about hard work, think again. Networking is one of the most overlooked but powerful tools the rich use to build and sustain their wealth. Rich individuals don't just attend events, shake hands, or collect business cards. They recognize networking as an essential strategy to discover new opportunities, build partnerships, and exchange ideas that can transform their financial future. Nearly 3/4 of wealthy people dedicate at least 5 hours a month to networking or volunteering. Why? Because they know opportunity often comes from relationships, not just effort. Think about it. A single connection at a charity event or professional gathering could lead to new business ventures, collaborations, or mentorship opportunities. The relationships rich people build are assets in themselves, opening doors that hard work alone could never unlock. Poor people, however, often overlook the value of networking. Many avoid events altogether, either because they don't see the benefit or because they feel out of place. What's the result? They miss out on exponential growth opportunities, staying isolated in their struggles instead of tapping into circles that could help them level up. Networking isn't just about business either. Volunteering is another underrated strategy the wealthy employ. By volunteering their time, they connect with like-minded individuals who share their values and drive. Rich individuals understand that giving back doesn't just make them feel good, it also puts them in the orbit of influential people who appreciate initiative and generosity. You need to start thinking like the rich and take networking seriously, whether it's attending local meetups, joining professional organizations, or volunteering in your community. Each interaction has the potential to elevate your network and your net worth. Stop waiting for opportunities to come to you. Get out there and create them. Remember this, networking isn't optional if you're serious about success. The more people you meet, the more chances you have to learn, grow, and create financial stability. Never underestimate the power of relationships. It's time to invest your time in building connections that matter. These strategies aren't just habits, they're life-changing approaches that separate the rich from the poor. Adopt them now if you want to transform not only your finances, but also your future. The time to take action isn't tomorrow, it's today.